welcome back to the Whole Bucket and Zebra Talks. We're on week 2 of Zebra Talks. Last week we did a little bit of looking at our early experiences in Zebra Talk, and before we get started with this week's prompt, I wanted to mention that last week I didn't talk about how people who have a more positive experience would approach this workshop. So I tend to have a lot of negative experiences myself and hear a lot about negative experiences, but the truth of the matter is there's plenty of people out there who understand their chronic illness and have lived in loving, supportive homes and environments and don't have the same things to write down. But what could happen in that person's life is that they could do some of this very same journaling, what were your early days like, and acknowledging that fabulous support that they had and what it meant to them and how it gets you on your feet. There's also transition periods that need consideration. So farther along this journey in Zebra Talks, even those positive experiences can change and pose some challenges, such as if you were a chronic illness person from the time you were very little and you had fabulous supportive parents, your parents might not be your caregivers forever. And then maybe there's some questions about where do you go looking for the next level of support and what's that going to be like, and will you get the same fabulous quality of care that you've had before. So those are things to think about and things that require pondering, right? They're changes. They might be positive, they might be negative, but whatever they're going to be, they're going to need some thinking. So even for people who have a really positive experience, I hope that this workshop sort of thing we're doing ends up offering some help. Sorry about the kitty tail in the on our workbook. This is Miss Bella. She is our 4th, latest, and last addition to the cat family in the house. All right, let's move on to today's Zentangle for thought purposes and our question of the day. So this says, who are you right now? List things that make you who you are. Try to stay away from who you are to other people. Think internal. I don't remember what I meant by that. I was feeling all lofty apparently, and I wanted us to get away from thinking, oh, I'm a mother, a son, a daughter, a father, an uncle, that kind of stuff, right? But now I need to think about what in the world does it mean then? So while I'm pondering, I'm going to show you today's Zentangle, and I have switched to pen, so I hope that it shows up a little better and you can see what I'm doing a little better. I'll even bring the camera in a bit more so you can watch what I'm doing better. And then once I show you what we're going to do as far as the Zentangle goes, I will start talking again about what I think that this means. Who are you right now? So first things first, let's get started on the Zentangle so you guys can join along if you wish. I'm going to draw a curvy line around my prompt. If you don't have your prompt glued on, written on, or whatever a page, you don't need to. Just draw any kind of curvy line or any kind of curvy frame. It could even just be a curvy line that goes right across your paper, right? It doesn't have to be a frame or a squarish, rectangle-ish. Yeah, none of that is required. Miss Bella is sitting on my notes, so I'm struggling a little to remember what I wanted to do first. So I have this wavy line. If you have a straight a straight wavy line. That doesn't even make sense. If you just have a wavy line that's going down your paper or across your paper or whatever, here's what you're going to do. Let's pretend this is your line that just goes across your paper. Pick a spot, any spot, and draw a circle on it. And then go a little ways away and draw another circle. And then draw another circle. They should be approximately the same size, but they do not have to be exactly the same size. If you have an up and down wiggly line, you're going to do the same thing. And since I have a frame, I'm going to keep going all the way around my frame and draw circles that are somewhat the same, but not worry about identical. She's eating some of my papers, you know, because here, I'll give her a, you want that? I'll give her a Q-tip to play with. So now I'm just going to pick a place to start, and you should pick one circle to start with. And here's what you're going to do. You're going to start right, oh, I can look at my papers. She got her butt off my stuff. She got her behinder off my stuff. Okay, so I'm going to start. I don't want to get my hand in the way of you seeing what I'm doing. So I'm going to start right at where the circle meets the line. And I'm going to follow the line a little bit, but then I'm going to curve up and away. And then back down to where I started. Easy enough. Then I'm going to start on, not quite the top, but almost the top of that first curve, like right here. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to go curve up and away and come right back down to that same first starting spot. And I'm going to do that all the way around this thing. They're all going back to the same starting spot. And you notice I'm turning my book. Turn your paper any direction you need to be able to get those angles in there. And look, it got tiny. Like I have a little tiny piece of a petal in there. But they do look like flower petals. Now I'm going to do this on all the circles all the way around. And you can see, I'm sure, that some of them aren't going to fit. So if you have your circles really close together and they run into each other, that's actually pretty cool. And if you have yours like mine do, where they're going to run out of paper space, that's okay too. Just watch what I do to make allowances for that. Now, I'm going to try something really tricky because I'm going to try to draw more of my flower petals. At the same time, I start thinking about what in the world did I mean by this? Think internal. Who am I right now? People may already know this about me, but one thing I am right now is an artist. Whoops, I did that one wrong. And Bella, stop. Bella, stop. He's allowed on the table too. So one thing I am is an artist, and I actually have a bit of a hard time saying that, even though, I mean, it was part of my plan all along. I had kids really early. I wanted to be an artist when I grew up, or was, you know, retirement age, and that's pretty much what happened. I'm actually turning out to be an artist at disability age. That wasn't part of the plan. Actually, part of the plan was going back to college is what I wanted to do. And I'm not going to be able to do that. I think that that's too bad, but I can only do so much in my current state. So I'm going to have to embrace that limitation. I'm kind of wondering how this one's going to go. Look, it's going to go all the way around. Anyway, so one thing I am is an artist, and it does say list things that make you who you are. So I'm going to put artist on top because it is what I'm trying to convince myself I am. I have another friend who also has a hard time calling herself that. I don't know if it's for the same reason. My reason is because when I hear the word artist, I really think much more talented people than me, much more lofty art outlets than the things that I do. You know what? I'm going to pause the video and remove some kitties from my desk. 1 second.